what did we get out of the conference? It's ironic that you asked that question because 3 weeks ago, I walk in the house and my husband has a legal pad about things that, basically everything that I wasn't doing, okay? And so as a result of it, I turned around very calm and pointed out things that he also wasn't doing. But then he says to me, because we were both at our wits' end. 6 months ago, I was like, I'm done. I want a divorce. 3 weeks ago, I was done. I wanted a divorce. But then what I found out was, and I used to say, he can't be happy because I'm not happy. But what I found out was, he said, you know, you weren't happy, but I'm not happy either. And I've said, bump this. And so he said, and going to this marriage conference, Apostle announced it like a month ago. And I had been praying to God. I was like, God, we need a lifeline. And so when Apostle announced it that Sunday, I looked up and I was like, God, that's our lifeline. Well, my husband didn't understand. He was like, I don't know why we're going to this conference. What am I supposed to get out of it? And I said, well, when we got married, you told me you didn't know how to be a husband. There wasn't a book that taught you how to do that. I said, so I'm hoping and praying that you'll go and you'll hear something that helps you become a better husband. And I hope I hear something that helps me become a better wife. It's not just about you doing something wrong. Me too. I needed something. And so I can just say last night, just day one, when we left here, God already had started moving and having us take the action plans, and the assignment that we did last night was great. And then I said, honey, we got a testimony in this because you said you didn't even know why we were going. And I said it was our lifeline. We're going on faith because the next step for me is counseling, and if that doesn't help, we're getting divorced. Like, that's where I was at. But in my heart, that's not what I wanted, or else I wouldn't have said this was a faith move. Yeah. You know, so who wants to be getting divorced in your 50s? We haven't even been married 3 years. In March, next month, we'll have our 3-year anniversary. And we have not, we still been at the land in our marriage of not enough. And so we're so thankful because even just like I said last night, I said, honey, we have a testimony because now, you know, while we came, you got something out of this already. And I'll stop talking now, but it's a blessing and God really used y'all.
Well, I think she kind of misunderstood my reaction when she said about why are we going. I was basically saying that I didn't understand what we would be going into because we've been to something that I was perceiving gonna be similar to what we were coming to. So I had a preconceived idea of what I was walking into. But when I walked in, I never heard 80% of the stuff you talked about. Now, Apostle is embedded in us. You got to be in agreement. In agreement. Agreement, you come in agreement, God moves. You come in agreement, God moves. But on the other hand, what I've been experiencing was I always try to think, I try to put myself in her shoes. And when I put myself in her shoes, I was under the impression she not seeing what I'm trying to do. And I'm feeling everything is always just me. So then, growing up without a father, so my father died when I was 6 years old, and my mother never remarried. So I didn't see a marriage. My mother basically raised me, and 6 of my siblings was raised by a single female. And so I had 2 older brothers who was doing some jacked up stuff. So I learned a lot of stuff from them, and I didn't pick up a lot of their bad habits, but I had habits that wasn't mentored by a father. So learning from my spiritual father, Apostle Bishop Stephen A. Davis, great father, learning a lot, but at the same time, keep coming up short. So what we learned here last night the stuff about the Cinderella syndrome, and then subtraction.
We never did that. We haven't done that.
Yeah, we haven't.
I've had an individual mindset this whole time, and for me to come to grips with that last night was just mind blowing. I mean,
So this information, this is what we put into effect, and this is what we'll live by.
yes, God will get the glory from this marriage.
Yes.
Awesome. Wow.